made the right decision. Now, let's talk about focused attention. There's been much made about the red hoodie, and that there's a description in CAD, which is computer assisted dispatch, which is information given to police officers that one of the suspects was wearing a red hoodie. And so there's been much made about, well, why didn't Officer Bookman see the red hoodie? From his perspective, it really didn't matter what people were wearing. He was focused on the knife. He was focused on the threat. He was focused on the person who refused to obey his commands to drop the knife. But we had an expert. This is a renowned expert, Dr. Bill Lewinsky. He started Force Science. He has done hundreds of scientifically reviewed studies on use of force and how officers react in use of force cases and under the stress. And he talked about a phenomenon of focused attention. And whether you call it tunnel vision or focused attention, he wrote, in moments of immediate threat, people can experience tunnel vision or a narrowing of visual attentional focus. This usually involves focusing on the most critical aspects of the incident to the exclusion of other elements that later may be glaringly obvious, but at the time appear less significant. There have been a number of studies. I was reluctant to include this in the PowerPoint because I don't want to trivialize what happened. But one of the first studies that you can find on YouTube is one by Simmons and Chabris, Chabris, in 1999, selective attention. And in that case, they took a number of people. They told them to concentrate on a certain item, and at the end of the video, they were asked, how many times the individuals did a certain thing. And then the scientist or the expert said, well, did you notice X? And they go, 50% of them said, no, I didn't recognize X. And you show the video and go, oh yeah, now I see it. And so, if you feel you have the time, go look up some of these videos about focused attention. But the point of the matter is that what the individuals were wearing, the fact that Mr. Durham was wearing whatever he was wearing, and he was naked, the fact that his girlfriend was wearing a red hoodie and a black whatever was irrelevant. What was relevant was that Durham had a knife to the throat of his girlfriend, and he wouldn't obey Officer Bookman's commands. That was what was relevant. That was what focused his attention, and that was what was important at the time. He had split seconds to make a decision on whether he had to use force to stop the threat. And he was focused on the knife and the person who he believed was holding the knife. And that is selective attention. And so for months we've heard about the red hoodie from our perspective, from the experts' perspectives, and perhaps even from the grand jury's perspectives. The red hoodie was irrelevant. What was relevant was that a human being was holding a knife to another human being's neck, and he wouldn't drop the knife. And Officer Bookman had to make that difficult decision to try to stop the threat. And that is selective attention. And so we want to thank you for coming. We hope that at least you walk away recognizing that there's a different perspective to this case. We trust that some information probably was not given to you at that 72-hour hearing through no fault of the departments, but nevertheless, some of this evidence, I presume, was presented to the grand jury. I know that Officer Bookman testified. I know that Dr. Lewinsky testified, and I know that one of our internal experts, Chad Lyman, testified as well. And with that, I'll open it to questions. Yes, sir.
My name is Joshua Figueroa with Channel 8. I know this was a Clark County grand jury, not a jury trial. So were you at all surprised that Bookman wasn't indicted, considering